Hello and welcome to a live edition of Studio 415.
On today's show, you'll get some advice from administrators on how to deal with finals.
You'll see a recap of the spring fashion show.
And you'll hear how one class at Carroll is trying to create future journalists.
All that and more coming up next.
Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Haley Carter.
And I'm Amelia Cisna. With finals week coming up in a little under 2 weeks, students are stressing to make sure they are prepared for their final exams.
Because finals are so heavily weighted, it is important that students do all they can to be ready. Studio 415 reporter Katie Colgate is here in the studio with more information on finals this semester.
I got some insight from teachers and administrators on finals and how students can best prepare themselves for the exams. Whether this is your second finals week at Carroll or your 8th, everyone understands how much pressure is put on the students. After a semester of hard work, all of the learning targets are put together to create a test that covers everything and challenges students to remember what has been taught.
I think that the final ultimately is to show what you have mastered in your knowledge of the course. And so it's about bringing all of that together and being able to show, yes, I do know this information.
Following a similar schedule to last semester, all classes excluding 0 hour will be limited to taking finals over one class period. This means that classes such as foreign languages are not allowed to stretch the exam over multiple days. Many courses have had to remove the writing or speaking portions of the final because of this. Other classes may not do traditional finals and stick to something that would work better for the course. Many art classes have a portfolio exam or verbal exam. This allows students to demonstrate their knowledge of the course.
The AP Studio Art exam is a portfolio. Actually, it's 3 portfolios that the students put together and get reviewed. They put together a quality portfolio, a concentration portfolio, and a breadth portfolio. And then they send the portfolios to the AP, and the AP reviews them under a rubric.
While AP Studio Art may be an art class, many AP classes have similar final projects. Core AP classes take their AP exam in early to mid-May. After they are done learning the new material and finished with the exam, the classes typically do a final project that would take up the rest of the semester. These exams and final projects are chosen to better the performance of the students and to sum up the course.
You know, Mr. Bidding also meets with a group of students, an advisory group, and he asks for a lot of input from students in regards to things that they like and don't like. Then as a department, we have department chair meetings, and that's where every department is represented, and we all sit down and discuss, okay, what things did we like, what did we not like.
As the tests keep getting closer, the most important thing to remember is to do your best.
Focus on the learning targets that you've been working on all year long, and breathe. It will be okay.
Administration recommends studying ahead of time, asking a lot of questions, and getting plenty of rest. For Studio 415, I'm Katie Colgate.
From creating outfits to preparing hundreds of appetizers, the fashion and culinary classes have a lot on their plate when it comes to planning the spring fashion show.
In my report, you'll get an inside look on the fashion show and see what went into creating the world of Urbanite. On Friday, May 4th, the 4th annual Spring Fashion Show took place in the 1012 cafeteria. The Spring Fashion Show is an event that takes place every year at CHS and aims to showcase the fashion students' talents. Fashion teacher Megan Scholl says that it started due to public interest.
In the fall, we have a big fundraiser fashion show, which is 21 and over. And so we heard from the student body that they wanted to come see it and they weren't allowed for the fall, so we thought this would be a good opportunity to allow the students to come.
Contrary to popular belief, Scholl plays a small role in the creation of the fashion show. She says that the fashion show is entirely student-run. They begin the process by coming up with ideas for a theme, and then both the students and Scholl vote on what they think is the best one. The students then design outfits for the show, create decorations, and advertise the event. Scholl thinks that the fashion show is a way for her students to showcase their creative talents when they may not be able to elsewhere.
It's a really neat way to showcase students' talents that don't usually get recognized because they might not play a sport or they're not in band or whatever. So for some of them, this is the first time that they get to kind of stand out as their own.
This year's theme is Urbanite and is based off of streetwear. To help create an urban vibe, the band Overlook performed before the start of the show. Other music students from Carroll played during the show as well. Students in Fashion 1 and 2 prepared the outfits to be displayed on the runway. Additionally, the culinary students served a variety of hors d'oeuvres that were based off of classic street foods. While fashion students are often overwhelmed by the amount of work the fashion show requires, Melissa Garcia, a fashion show designer, says that it's all worth the effort.
Being a part of the fashion show lets me express what I want to make and like what I design. So whatever I have imagined in my head, I can actually bring it to real life and see it on the runway.
Well, the fashion classes are wrapping up for this semester, but the fashion and culinary classes encourage you to attend next year's Spring Fashion Show. The exact date for the event has yet to be determined. For Studio 415, I'm Amelia Sisko.
With the school year wrapping up, some classes here at Carroll are already looking to get ready for next year.
Studio 415 reporter Johnny Becker joins us in the studio to talk about how a class is still trying to fill its seats for the 2018-2019 school year.
The newspaper class, better known as the Charger Online, is still trying to recruit new members to be a part of the staff to help inform the halls of Carroll High School. With the newspaper class returning this year after a one-year hiatus, teacher Noel Beckley has reestablished the importance of good writing and journalism through the class. Beckley believes that this is not only important for the students, but the school as a whole.
We tell stories. We want to tell stories that normally don't get told. We want to tell the stories of students who may not start every game but are still on the team. We want to tell the stories of Carroll and the students of Carroll. They're important. Every single one is important, and we want to make sure that we get those.
Although the class was small, quality reigned over quantity, with 4 students winning awards for their work in the first year. Beckley was very impressed by his first-year class.
We sent in 7, we came home with 4. That was fantastic in our first year, and other times that I've sent things in, we've only ever brought home at the most 1 during a single year. So this is just, it's a wealth of riches. It's an embarrassment of riches, and it's just one of the best things. And I'm just so proud of what they were able to do. It's great to see.
Beckley won't be alone next year leading the group, as sophomore Hannah Harper will take the reins as editor-in-chief as a junior in her second year in the class. Harper has already started to think about how she will elevate the class next year.
I'd really like to get our social media platform up higher so we can reach more students. Again, we'd like to get more to the freshman center, so getting freshmen involved is a big priority because we don't get to write a lot of stories about the freshmen, so those are just some of the basic things.
If you are interested in joining the Charger Online, see Mr. Beckley in room 243, and remember to follow them on Twitter and Instagram @the Charger Online. For Studio 415, I'm Johnny Becker.
The Carroll Chargers softball season is well underway.
The girls are currently 8-16 on the season and have their eyes set on sectionals.
Studio 415 reporter Garrett Ambergy shows us how the team plans to get there.
This year's team shares a close bond as they are good friends on and off the field. Being close with a teammate is especially important in softball because they are able to critique each other's play. This group looks to lean on their senior leaders such as Audrey Thomas, Isabel Dolans, Madison Brickey, Kirsten Landish, Shannon Cook, and Lindsay Van Landingham.
We all get along pretty well. We're all pretty close with one another. We've all played since we were like 10 with one another too. And so yeah, we're pretty much like a family.
Softball has taught the girls vital lessons that they can carry on throughout their lives, such as hard work and determination. The coaches want to make sure the girls stay positive throughout the game, no matter the score. In fact, the girls use the acronym LIFT, which stands for Leadership, Integrity, Family, and Toughness as their team motto.
It's definitely taught me how to work with others and how to get along and how to work together and, focus on one goal and accomplish it.
This group of senior-led Chargers have yet to win sectionals, and that seems to be the main goal for this year. Along with the team goal, all of the girls have personal goals such as leading the team in batting average and most home runs on the season. But none of these goals will be obtainable without the amount of hours and hard work that they put into the game.
I definitely want to try to win sectionals because I've been playing ever since my freshman year and we still haven't. And I really want to beat Leo.
The Chargers are known to have one of the toughest schedules in the state with playing tough competition such as South Bend Adams, Penn, Brownsburg, Cathedral, and Avon. But they also understand that it will help them make adjustments and move forward in a positive direction.
The Carroll softball team looks to end the season on a winning streak and a postseason run. Come out to New Haven tonight at 5 to support your Lady Chargers. From Studio 415, I'm Garrett Ambergy.
That's all we have today. Thanks for watching.
Be sure to check out our collection of videos from radio and TV students on YouTube. Search for Carroll High School TV Department.
For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.